Welcome to the Blackskins podcast. Today is Royalty Tuesday, and we got the Blackskins podcast rolling on for Royalty Tuesday. What is Royalty Tuesday? Well, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's review it. Welcome to Royalty Tuesday. We gonna get into talking about royalty, and we're gonna talk about royalties that you collect when you have international music fees. But the royalty we talking about, when we talk about just royalty in general, we talking about family. We are always talking about family when we are on the Blackskins Nation, because the Blackskins have power. The Blackskins once had great sovereignty. We had a percentage of the goods paid to the crown. We had rank status. We behaved as kings and queens with dignity. When it comes to music, we collect the percentage of the songs that go to the artists and or the producers. Royalty and royalties. We have to be able to know about these and present ourselves as appreciative for royalty, because the Creator said, I'm the King of Kings. He never said he was the king of peasants. He never said he was the king of noblemen only. But he did say, I'm the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So we must know something about kingship. We must know about kingdom building. So today we're going to break down what our vision for Royalty Tuesday even is ongoing, because this is just the first of many podcasts. Every week, Tuesday going to come up at least once. So every Tuesday we're going to dive into Royalty Tuesday. We got 7 different topics that we're going to bring to life. Every week we gonna focus on one topic at a time. So it'll take us 7 weeks to get through all 7 topics. But at the end, we'll repeat and we'll do those 7 topics again, where we can have a series of each topic so we can really dive deep into royalty. Topic number 1 is legacy. Legacy. Are you building a legacy for you and your family? Are you building a legacy that you can be proud of, that you can approve, that you can feel as if you're making the right move, that you can show and prove based off of what you've done over the years? Your legacy is going to be formed based off of your activities. What have you done? What have you been able to bring to the world? How have you benefited us? How have you benefited yourself? How have you benefited your family? That will define your legacy. So we have to be concentrated and at least be mindful that whatever we're doing now is factoring in to what our legacy shall be. And I want a legacy that show and prove that the Creator was involved in all the steps in which I was making, that he gave me a purpose, that I went about doing the best I could to fulfill his purpose, that I worked with diligence to make sure that the purpose that was given to me was elaborated upon, that I started with whatever resources he gave me, regardless of what I had or what I didn't have. He's shown me how to use what you have and go out and get the more that you know is available. And you ain't supposed to get it all the same day as you envision it. Because if you can think about it, if everything just happened immediately, soon as you thought it just happened, I don't think we will be able to sustain that type of reaction. I don't think we will be able to sustain that type of immediate gratification. I think it's good that we have to put our mind and our faith into works. And then long as we are working toward those faith and our faith isn't dead because we have actions to align with our faith, then the Father can fulfill our desire because he can say, you've been steadfast, you have been consistent, you've been persistent, and making sure that you wasn't resistant to losing the goal or the purpose that he put in your hand. So that's how you build your legacy, by making sure that the purpose that the Creator give you, you follow through. Number 2, products. Every royal establishment has sovereignty. And how do they get sovereignty? They have goods, and they have a percentage of the different institutions that are in or within their kingdom. So if somebody has a gold mine in the kingdom, then that gold mine will be able to produce, and that gold mine will be able to get riches for the miner. But if that gold mine is within a sovereign nation, then that miner had to make an agreement with the crown initially. And he had to say, I will give said percentage to the crown based off of me getting low down and gritty in his city or his country or his providence. So that's how things are made royal, because the royals collect a tax. Now, some governments will claim democracy and they still collect a tax on you. Well, there is still a royal class, and it may not be called royal. They might just give them a specific ranking or status. They might not call them king or queen, but people are kings of their area because they are the ones with the power. Now, those making products, when we get into topic 2 and we're talking about products, we got so many products that we can talk about. We got products that are food products, edible products, products that are for your body, cosmetic products. You got products that are shelter, where you got services that go for shelter. You got people who do fire alarm systems and sprinkler systems and plumbing and mechanical, HVAC, and security systems. These are all just components of a building that they're able to service. And based off of them putting forth that service, they're able to bring forth revenue in abundance because there are abundant need in these areas. So there are products and services. Services being the third topic, because you got products, you got things you can make, you got products that you can delight in, you got all different types of opportunities to gain your royalty by being a benefit to society, giving forth your best effort, whether it be through products, which is topic 2, whether it be through services, which is topic 3, or the 4th way, whether you're just giving support, whether you're supporting the others. You could be a bodyguard. You could be a hairstylist. You could be an administrative officer. You can be a politician. You're just supporting others. Your sovereignty comes just because your expertise and what you know is able to show others the way. Fifth topic is going right to what we've been talking about from the very beginning: sovereignty, the power, the resources, the control, the authority to be able to command, to give forth governance, to be able to have not just for now, but have an established throne that can go forth throughout not just your specific reign as king or queen, but then you have your princes and princesses that will claim the throne once you're gone and bring forth your dynasty's reign. And how long can you remain on top? Now, when we talk about products, one thing that brings thoughts to mind for me is 1880, when Prohibition first hit the United States. At that time, alcohol consumption was at an all-time high, whether it was beer, wine, liquors. In America at that time, it was at least 2,000 distilleries, people making beer, wineries, uh, breweries. You had 2,000 different brands of alcohol, whether it was Johnny or Jim Beam or you name it. They had them here. Now, what happened when Prohibition came about is that not everybody could make it because they outlawed the sale. And of course, they targeted those who were of a certain persuasion first to eliminate them being able to be royal by taking them out, by making it where they could no longer utilize their vineyard to produce and make money, to gain sovereignty or keep sovereignty. By the time Prohibition had ended in 1920s, 1930s, by that time it went from 2,000 different brands to 700 brands. And by the time those 1,300 different companies fell off, most of the companies that were former slaves, that were freedmen, that had the opportunity at one time to sell their goods and services so that they could obtain royalty, that no longer was regulated in their favor. Now it was something that was unlawful in the United States because they knew that it created wealth for those who had been exposed to the fermentation process, who knew how to make beers, who knew how to make wine, who knew how to make liquors. So sometimes royalty can be eliminated by laws because the government can look and see there's so many people gaining wealth through this way, and we don't want these people to have the royalty that they would definitely gain if we don't create some type of red tape for this industry. So when we look at Prohibition, for example, just one example, that one example shows how royalty can either be extended or royalty can be eliminated by making your good, by making your service, by making your support not even a legal commodity. Next, after sovereignty, and after looking at sovereignty, we have to look at kingdom building. Building the kingdom. Not the kingdom of your mind, but the kingdom that we find that the Creator want us to embark upon. The kingdom of Yah, the kingdom of the Messiah, the kingdom of the desire for everybody to do better, everybody to be able to participate and be part of the royal family. And being part of the royal family just means that you are a child of the Most High. He's already claimed you. But have you claimed your seat at the royal table? Have you claimed your placement in the royal family? Are you participating in helping the king's mission get you into the position that you were supposed to be in the formal royal family? Because in the royal family, if it's going to work correctly, everybody has a role. Everybody has an overall goal to keep the dynasty moving forward, to have the legacy increase, to continue on in peace and harmony with one another without conflict, not talking slick, building the kingdom based off of what is going to be the most feasible, not just for our small table or group, but for the entire tribe and the other tribes that surround us. Instead of being divided and conquered, how can we build a kingdom that supports the other kingdoms around us, that provides services to the other kingdoms, that exchange products from kingdom to kingdom, where our kingdom may be on the sea, so we might have seafood, we might have seaweed, we might have all of the things that you would need to consume in that manner, where another tribe may be more so on farmland inward that's rich by a river, and they have corn, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and fruits that they can deliver. So you got the seafood, they got the fruit and vegetables. Another tribe could be on the plains by the buffalo, and they go about making sure that they take the buffalo and they skin them and they make jackets and pants and clothes and fabrics because they're in a position to be able to make those products. And now it's the come together for the exchange. And we've always come together in exchange with each other. That is what makes different places royal. That's why we need each other. Not just that we feed each other and clothe each other and house each other, but we just continue to make sure that we are holding each other down, where everybody has something that they can bring to the round table. What is you bringing to the table? That is what kingdom building is all about. Because everybody has to have some type of skill for us to build. You got to have architects, you got to have planners, you got to have masons, you got to have those in the quarry collecting the rocks, you got to have those that's foremen, you got to have those that's laborers, you got to have those making bricks, those collecting sticks. It takes a nation to build a kingdom. And to build a kingdom of Yah, to build a kingdom that Yah has for the Blackskins when we get drafted back in. Our truest royalty is the fact that the Most High made us in his image. And when he made us, he told us that, hey, if you don't do right, I'm going to cut you off. And that can happen. And if we really explore the word and understand the kingdom that we have participated in, we've been cut off a long time ago. The word tells you that those that were native to the olive tree have been cut off. So your royalty has been cut off for a while. So now we need to start understanding the topic of level 7, getting down for your crown. What is it that you are going to have to do to get back into a royal position? What is it that is necessary for you to do for the Creator to give you back the authority which you once had? What are you going to have to do to get back in and drafted back in to regain the sovereignty that you once had? Those are the things that are necessary when we really explore royalty, because it ain't as if you were seeking royalty. You have already been royal and got knocked off the throne. You've been dethroned. Now, recognizing that you've been dethroned, getting back to the throne, getting down for your crown, knowing how the Creator wants you to hold it down so you can do something profoundly good by first seeking righteousness and having the reverence. All royalty is going to have loyalty to the Heavenly Father's will. And that royalty, true royalty, is going to know that in order to get down for their crown, they have to give reverence. Reverence is probably the most important thing that the Creator asks us for. And what is reverence? That is just the ultimate respect, the ultimate acknowledgement that the Creator is the one that is able to give us the things in which we seek. He is the holder of all the resources. So even your royalty status, even your royalty rank, even your kingship, when he said, I am the King of Kings. Well, is he your king? Is you reverencing the Most High? Do you believe that it was his will that woke you up this morning? That it was his grace that allowed you to be able to stand on your feet and walk around and have health? Is it his desire and will for you to have the purpose-driven life so you can have wealth? And you can only have wealth, true wealth, if you are able to maintain your health. What does it mean to have it all and be sickly and can't even enjoy the things that you have? So the Creator allows us to have our own mind where we can conceive, we can believe, and we can have opinion. But don't allow that opinion to get you to start assuming, because none of that allow you to start blooming into royalty. Your greatest loyalty is going to be when you know that you can consistently work, when you can consistently produce what he told you to do. And you can get better at those things. That first year, you might only be able to produce a little bit. And that next year, you might be able to do just a little bit more. And that following year, year 3, you do just a little bit more. And by just doing more and more and more and staying consistent, by staying at the same door and allowing that door to open. And when that door opens, making sure when you get in, that you don't get in there and give forth a weak effort. When you get in and you play like you want to win. And you don't play, you take it serious. But you know that you have to be able to have some joy. Even the kings of old would have the jokers come in, the court gestures, to make them laugh. Ha! Make me laugh. Because you need to have a smile on your face sometimes. We can't always be productively consuming or making good for others to consume. We have to also have a well-rounded life. We got to have family time. You got to share time with your spouse. You got to share time with your children. You got to share time with your parents. You got to share time with your brothers and sisters. You got to share time with your friends. You got to share time with your business associates. You even got to share time with those who are just your adversaries. But every time span is going to command you being loyal to your commitments. And everybody's commitments is different. But for royalty, there are certain commitments that you have to make, vows that you have to take, and you have to be able to stand by whatever good and services that you're making. You have to make sure that anything that you out here putting your name on, where your brand is on, that you stand by it, that the quality, the quantity is always right, that you got your business tight, because everybody want what's best, because everybody that's participating is being blessed. There's no peasants in the kingdom of YAHReal. Everybody gets to be able to flourish. Everybody gets nourished. Everybody gets a crown, because everybody has to hold it down. And then we can all participate in the abundance. Like Zamunda, I want to remind us that we have the power to eliminate the totem pole thinking, that we can go beyond the rankings and the status, and we can be a people that matters, because we know what are the ways to earn royalty. We know what are the ways to reestablish royalty. And that first way is the way of acknowledging the fact that the Most High is the one who gave us royalty. The Most High is the one who showed us how to maintain and sustain the royalty. And that was by just giving reverence to him. That was by following his will. And when we stopped doing it to the degree that he wanted to see, then he cut us off. And he drafted the Gentiles in. But I'm so grateful that Paul told them in Romans 11 and Romans 12. He was like, look, don't get too boastful about the fact that y'all been drafted in, because y'all was wild olives, and y'all was drafted into the olive tree. But here, those that was already native that got cut off, how much easier will it be for them to be drafted back in? And that's what we are going to really explore. I want to give you more every time that we have this walk, every time we have this talk on Tuesday. We're going to dive into royalty. Today we explained all 7 topics: 1, legacy; 2, products; 3, services; 4, support; 5, sovereignty; 6, kingdom building; and 7, getting down for your crown. The question that will revolve and continue to go around infinitely as we go through this royalties, we're going to be talking about ways to earn royalty. And the one way that I know that most people can at least associate with is the music collection of a percentage of songs to the artists and or the producers. That's a whole different type of royalty that we will see, and we will be explaining how you can participate in that. I am grateful for you being with us on this new Royalty Tuesday, and I hope that you're blessed and never see less. Hallelujah.